Hey guys, LootWizard here, back with another Soulforge video, and let's check out what's going on. We got a new troop, we got a new event going on, and stuff in the Soulforge here. So, for weapons, it doesn't look like there's anything that's really fantastic. One thing I would recommend is Cobra's Curse. I don't recommend too many of these weapons that generate mana for a particular troop type, because they're really not that powerful generally, and the other problem is they have diminishing returns. So it's based on how many of the allies you have, and so the more your allies die, the less mana that it will generate. But for Cobra's Curse, you have a couple of guardians that are Naga, and if you pair it up with this, and the other good thing about this weapon is that it does generate mana color that is for the weapon. Most of the times that is not the case. There's very few weapons like this that generate mana for allies of a troop type and also generate mana so for itself. So red and green gems, and it does take green. So that's really, really good. So that's really it for weapons that I can recommend. Troops, let's check out these summoning stones. Occasionally, or every once in a while, there will be something good in here. Like last time, I think it was Ragnagord that was the one I recommended. Because that one, believe it or not, is hard to get for some people. It took me a long time to get it. And it's a really good mana generating troop. I'm just blasting through here looking at them all. And I don't see anything really worth recommending this week in the summoning stones. Moving on to legendaries and mythics, we of course have a couple of good legendaries here. One is Gorgatha, or Gorgotha, however you want to pronounce this guy's name. I just say Gorgatha. Gorgatha here is a really good legendary troop. Almost worth crafting if you don't have it. However, I think that I still would wait. I would wait until you're somewhere close to a level 1000. And if you don't have it by then possibly craft it. If you're still under level 500, you probably have a good chance you're going to get it soon. Now, Behemoth is also a good legendary troop. Good damage to all enemies. Destroys 12 gems. Now, this 12 gems, it's solid. That's the way it is. You can't change that by magic or anything, so you're kind of stuck with that. If you do trait the whole thing, it gains 10 life on a 4 or 5 match, so that does add up if you do have a mana generating troop that's going to generate mana for 4 or 5 matches. But yeah, pretty good troop here. Definitely better in early game than later game. And Emperor Corvash is also a really good legendary troop. Would I craft it? I don't think it's that good, but it is good. It will deal true damage to the first 2 enemies, stun them, drain their mana. It's very annoying because of that skill of ability of being able to drain their mana. Stunning them is fantastic. Also doing true damage. It's a good legendary troop. Hindel Frost Crown is okay, but it's not as good as the other legendaries that I mentioned. So that's it for legendaries. Moving on to mythic troops, we have Abyssnia, which is garbage. I would never craft this thing. Explodes all gems of a chosen color, summon an Infernal King. So this thing is basically does the same thing that Ragnagord can do, and for way less mana cost. Summon an Infernal King is okay, but it's just not a great mythic troop. War, I don't actually have this one yet. It's one of the few mythic troops I don't have. I may craft it just for collection purposes, but I don't hear about anybody raving about War. I don't think it's that good. Then we have Scorpius, which was really amazing for farming medals in Explore battles. However, that's kind of over now because troops were added to that one kingdom. You know which one I'm talking about. That has immune to poison now. So there's a few of those troops in there that really hurt you. Otherwise, I mean, it is a good troop for even PvP. Because a lot when troops and some hero classes aren't immune to poison, then you can do some serious damage with Scorpius. But the number one mythic to craft this week is for me is going to be Aquaticus. Aquaticus is a very, very good mythic troop. Is it S tier? No. Is it A tier? I believe it is, because it does light splash damage to 3 random enemies, which is a lot of damage. It explodes half of the blue gems on the board, so you're getting mana generation every time you cast it. And if you fully trade it, it will submerge all allies on a 4 or more gem match. And submerge is a perfect defense for damage all types. Now, it is an elemental, so you can start it with half mana if you have the Mirage Queen paired with it, but that's not the greatest combination. I think there's no problem powering this troop up and that I've found. And one of the great things about it is that you got options for an Ice Storm. So you have Skady, which is the mythic troop to get yourself a Ice Storm. You have the weapon Jar of Eyes, which can create a Ice Storm every time you cast it. And you also have that other troop, Lariza, which creates a Madness Storm, which is blue and purple. So you have a couple of options there to have a storm going for blue, and it will explode half of the blue gems on the board. So that combination would be really good. Those are usually teams I run with Aquaticus. But it's a good mythic troop. I would say if you don't have it, I would definitely consider crafting it this week. So that's my opinion on the Soulforge. And moving on now to the new troop. Go to the shop here. I'm going to pick up my Spoils of War really quick. Otherwise I'll forget. Then we look here. Royal Assassin. This is a Mist of Scales ultra rare troop. And it will deal 34 damage to an enemy, deal 10 more for each poison, disease, stun, or curse effect on the enemy. That could potentially be quite a bit of damage, but the tricky part is setting that up. For its traits, Swift down here, 75 start battles with 75% mana. That is really good. It only costs 12 mana to begin with. Yeah, it's really good. And we do have the Arcane Shield trait stone for 300 glory, so now would be a good time to get yourself some of those arcane trait stones for leveling up your classes that use it, or legendary or mythic troops that use that trait stone. Alright, let's take a look at the event. It's called Scales of Justice, and it's another one of these world events. Hopefully it's going to just be an event that does spell damage, because I don't remember that there's any Mist of Scales. I could be wrong. My memory could be a little fuzzy here, but I don't remember that Mist of Scales Kingdom has any really good skull troops. I'm just gonna buy up here enough of these tiers until we can get a medal. There we go, Medal of Strife, and collect some rewards here because my teammates are awesome. Still hunting those blue orbs. I need 4 more minor orbs, I think, or 8, something like that, to craft the almighty Zolgoth. Yeah, so let's go in here and take a look at what teams we can build for this event. So our troop restrictions are Mystic, and our mana colors are green and purple. So I think that's good. We can definitely... Oh, wait. Before we do a team, let's go and equip that medal that we just got. So, Medal of Strife. Yeah, 160% spell damage for all troops. So it is spell damage. That's what we want to focus on for this event. Now let's go create a team. And as always, I'm just going to go in here and do base rarity just so I can see what mythics we have. And of course, this is great. We have Aquaticus. And we have Shabanu Vespera, which is amazing as well. So, and of course, you got Lariza in here. You got Queen Beatrix, which is amazing. The Dragon Soul. Those are all pretty good troops that can really get the mana flowing, you know? 'Cause that's what I want. I want to be able to really... We're going to put Aquaticus in there, and I think I'm going to go Shibanu, and we'll throw in a Lariza, and then for class, or weapon, let's see what weapons we have available. Now, we do want to focus in on spell damage. So, I mean, you could use something like Reflection of Good for mana generation initially, or the Essence of Evil. Those are really good. And you do have a weapon like this, which can generate some mana and give status effects to elemental allies. This is an elemental, that's an elemental, that is not, but, you know, you have some options there. You got the Black Manacles, which is a good weapon. So there's definitely some good weapons in here. This is a class weapon here, the Fiend Fire. This is a really good one for damage all. And of course you got the Doomed weapons here that do spell damage as well as create skulls. But I think I'm just going to simply go with something like... I mean, everything's going to get enchanted, and we have... because we have the Potion of Enchantment and Explosion, so this is going to be good. As far as mana generation goes there. You know, the only damage that we have here is Aquaticus. So... we're going to use Shibanu, or try to use it for mana generation. So I'm going to do that, and then what I'm going to do, class Archmagus, probably, because we're going to have the double purple with that. And I have Lariza going here, so I'm going to have purple and blue falling down on the board. So we're going to go with that class, and then with Banner, I think I'm going to go double blue purple, just because... that makes sense to me. Right away, we got some nice blue on the board. And the health and life of these guys are so low that at this point... like, it does... having Shibanu in there doesn't even matter at this point. But, you know... It's still fun to use. If it gets powered up quicker than my hero weapon, then we can really play around with it. And there we go. And I could just cast this, but I'm kind of curious to see here if we do... if we do this, like how many extra... because it's going to give extra magic too. That's what's fun with Shibanu. But honestly, you don't even really need Shibanu at this point in the game, because it's just so easy to kill everything with one hit. So I'm just going to go my weapon, Aquaticus, and then let's see if there's any other... I should be able to have Leprechaun, right? Because... it's not a mystic. Okay. I was thinking because green and purple is the colors for that, but it's not a mystic, so... do we have any empowered troops that are good for mana generation? We have Moon Rabbit, which converts all blue gems to yellow. Yellow gems to green. Yeah, not a whole lot of great options for empowered troops. What about just straight, like, mana generators? We have Queen Beatrix, but... that still needs to be powered up. This This creates blue and brown. Yeah, we got Azura here, which explodes all blue gems. I don't know. We'll just go with that for now. Like, it's so easy at the beginning, it's kind of hard to pick a team that, you know, is going to be... Look at that. I didn't even do anything at all, and like 3 enemies died. So, anyway, but what I'm saying is... Aquaticus is definitely a troop that I would make a team around for this event. Let's see what else we have for spell damage, though, besides Shibanu here. Queen of Sin could do some damage. Luna's in here. Could throw Luna in there. There's mana being blocked, but we're going to have a little bit of that problem no matter what. I could do the Dragon Soul because that's more mana being generated, and it does take red. We'll just go with Luna for now. Why not? We're gonna get at least one cast out of it, possibly just because of that potion of enchantment. So yeah, I mean that's hopefully that gives you guys some team ideas. I'm just messing around a little bit there with a couple of troop ideas. But I'm glad that we have more options this time. The last event or two, I just didn't feel like we had like that many great options. So once I finish this battle here, bam, one shot. Alright guys, yeah, that's it for my Monday Soulforge video, and thanks for watching as always. Love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.